From Golden Life Creative Vision Studios, we create wisdom through vision. Every story begins as a spark. Every spark becomes light. And through light, we create wisdom. Golden Life Creative Vision Studios. प्रतिपच्चंद्र लेखे वर्धिष्णुर विश्ववंदिता शाह सुनोह शिवस्येषा मुद्रा भद्राय राजते. Just as the moon of the first day gradually waxes, phase by phase, and becomes worthy of reverence by the entire universe, so too shall the radiance and fame of this kingdom and this royal seal of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, son of Shahaji Raje, continue to grow day by day. This seal shall forever shine forth for the welfare of the world and the well-being of the people.
इंद्रजिमि जंभ पर वाड़व सुअंभ पर रावण सदंभ पर रघुकुल राज है. पौन बरी बाह पर शंभुरति नाह पर जो सहस बाह पर राम द्विज राज है. दाव द्रुम दंड पर चीता मलक झुंड पर भूषण वितुंड पर जैसे महग राज है. तेज तम अंश पर कान्ह जिमि कंस पर त्योमलेच्छ वंश पर शेर शिव राज है.
Let's dive right into this explainer, where we're going to unpack some incredibly profound lessons on leadership. Today we're looking at a concept that feels, super modern, but it's actually been shaping human history for centuries. We're going to explore how certain historical figures didn't just barely survive in times of absolute chaos, they actually mastered that chaos to build staggering, long-lasting legacies.
Okay, so let's get into it. You've probably heard this acronym bouncing around modern military strategy or high-level corporate boardrooms. VUCA, V-U-C-A. It stands for a world that is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And honestly, it sounds like some trendy buzzword invented for our crazy 21st century digital age, right? But here's the really fascinating truth. The world has always thrown these relentless challenges at us. The historical environment was just as chaotic, and navigating it required the exact same caliber of dynamic leadership that top organizations are so desperately looking for today.
Section 1. Nature's Crucible, Forging Resilience.
To really grasp leadership, we have to look at the environments that literally force it into existence. History shows us that harsh geography and circumstantial adversity act like a crucible. It's the absolute harshest environments that forge the most tenacious, victorious communities. Let's break down two completely different geographical extremes. First, think about Japan. They're living in a geography defined by volcanic mountains and just constant, devastating earthquakes. Because they were always on the move, searching for safety, they developed this small is beautiful survival mindset, which is exactly why they invented things like compact cars, tiny houses, and even bonsai trees. Living right on the edge of uncertainty turned them into this highly disciplined, fiercely hardworking society. Now, flip the map and look at Europe. We're talking extreme freezing winters and really poor agricultural lands. That harshness literally forced European societies off their coasts just to survive. They had to build strong navies, take absolutely massive risks, and sail across the globe just looking for a livelihood, which of course led to them eventually ruling huge parts of the world. In both of these cases, extreme daily uncertainty bred highly adventurous and profoundly resilient societies. And this illustrates a core historical lesson beautifully. Nature either supports you or it completely spoils you. When your environment forces you to struggle, it inevitably builds this formidable, world-conquering strength. When you live in a VUCA environment by default, resilience literally becomes your baseline. Section 2. The Indus Valley Paradox. So what happens when nature is perfectly kind? Well, if we pivot over to the Indian subcontinent, we see this really interesting paradox. Highly favorable geography can actually breed extreme vulnerability. The Indus Valley region was historically famous for intense prosperity. They had highly predictable seasons, abundant natural resources, and disasters like earthquakes or cyclones were incredibly rare. So nature essentially handed the people living there a false sense of absolute assurance.
They really believed whatever they built would just remain perfectly safe forever.
And you can see how this natural abundance created a very festive, peace-loving society. Because nature was so kind, they developed a massive tendency to accumulate wealth. They were building these incredibly durable houses meant to last for like 7 generations. And naturally, they had a very low tendency to migrate or take risks simply because they didn't need to. But here is the heartbreaking tragedy of this paradox. That exact lack of defensive resilience made this unbelievably wealthy society completely vulnerable. Because they never had to fight nature just to survive, they tragically ended up suffering under the tyrannical rule of foreign invaders for centuries.
Section 3. The father of VUCA leadership. Now, this brings us to a massive, dramatic turning point in the 17th century. We're going to look at the one leader who completely shattered this historical cycle of vulnerability and redefined what it meant to operate in a totally chaotic world. Meet Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. The source material actually refers to him as the ultimate clairvoyant leader and essentially the founding father of the VUCA leadership principle. He didn't just adapt to a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous environment. No, he completely mastered it to forge the Maratha Empire out of absolutely nothing.
What's absolutely crucial here is how he managed the psychology of his people. He took a society that had been deeply traumatized by hundreds of years of foreign oppression, people who had become passive, patient, and submissive, and he completely transformed them. He turned them from suppressed sheep into fearless, conquering lions. He managed to unite entirely diverse groups of people across all classes and castes under one banner, Swaraj, or self-rule. Honestly, it is psychological mastery at its absolute finest.
And to put the sheer scale of his achievement into perspective, get this number, $2.4 trillion US. Within just 30 years of his professional life, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj built an empire and an economy with capital assets that would be worth over $2.4 trillion in today's money. It's mind-blowing. He essentially built the first Indian multinational empire from absolute scratch, all while actively competing with deeply entrenched foreign powers like the English, the French, the Portuguese, and the Dutch.
A massive chunk of that $2.4 trillion valuation comes down to his sheer structural brilliance, specifically 111 forts. He built 111 impregnable forts right from ground zero. And these weren't just standard buildings, they were the defensive backbone of his entire empire. He built them on razor-sharp mountain peaks and even right in the middle of the violent sea, which really just proves his extraordinary grasp of civil engineering and massive resource management.
Section 4. Mastering the chaos. So, how exactly did he master the absolute chaos of the 17th century? Well, by weaponizing his environment. Remember how we talked about the power of geography earlier? Shivaji Maharaj didn't try to fight against the harsh local terrain of the Sahyadris. Instead, he used those steep mountains, the thick forests, and the torrential rains to outmaneuver massive, heavily armed foreign armies. He also innovated big time, using swift light and sound signals for instant communication across vast distances. And long before anyone else realized the threat from the sea, he pioneered incredibly strong naval defenses and coastal forts. But honestly, his greatest strategy was his human resource management. He took ordinary farmers and cultivators and empowered them into extraordinarily disciplined fighters. He also had this incredibly pragmatic mindset when it came to warfare. To him, defeat was not a permanent loss. It was just a temporary retreat. You see, in a VUCA world, rigid pride is exactly what's going to get you killed. Shivaji Maharaj deeply believed that the lives of his people, his Mavalas, were his single most invaluable investment. So he never wasted time, manpower, or money on empty pride. If a tactical retreat meant saving lives, he took it without hesitation, knowing full well he could always just bounce back and reclaim that territory later. It's amazing because we can actually map his historical actions directly to what modern experts now call the VUCA Leadership Index. First, anticipating the speed of change, like his incredible foresight to build a naval fleet. Second, acting without always having clear certainty. He constantly moved forward even when the odds were completely stacked against him. Third, navigating through massive chaos and confusion, especially with multiple foreign invaders trying to take him down. And fourth, maintaining total effectiveness despite constant, daily surprises. Top organizations today spend a fortune desperately trying to train their leaders in these exact 4 parameters. And here was Shivaji Maharaj executing them flawlessly over 300 years ago.
Section 5. Conquer your own kingdom.
So how do we take these sweeping, epic historical lessons and actually apply them to our own lives? Well, the tools have definitely changed, but the battlefield, it's remarkably similar. Today, you might not be out there building literal stone forts on mountaintops, But your education and your knowledge, those are your impregnable forts now. The modern skills and techniques you pick up, those are your swords and your weapons. Even living in a free world, we are all actively fighting a war for financial independence, for career liberty, and for freedom from things like crushing peer pressure and insane economic inflation. We absolutely have to build our own empires to protect ourselves and our families in today's pretty ruthless environment.
So I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. You are living in a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. And let's be real, that chaos, it is not going away anytime soon. So taking a page from the ultimate VUCA leader, how are you going to expand your own limits to conquer the VUCA challenges in your life? Take a second to really think about what forts you need to start building today. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep building your kingdom.
Dust rises where the iron hooves descend, a mountain path that time can never bend. He sits within the saddle's wooden heart. He sits within, holding a flame that tears the dark apart. Steel in his grip, a tiger in the eyes, a kingly shadow where the eagle flies. To this tangled world we bring the light he gave, awakening the leader in the heart of every brave. Jai Bhavani, Jai Shivaji, the sovereign spirit takes to wing. Yeah, the sovereign spirit takes to wing. A golden lion wakes behind his back. Across the cliffs, the battlements stand black. A roar that echoes through the canyon deep awakens those who've fallen into sleep. He wears the turban like a crown of flame, and every stone on Sinagad knows his name. On a throne of stone, between the lions cast, the legacy remains, a story built to last. Jai Bhavani, Jai Shivaji, the sovereign spirit takes to wing. The sovereign spirit takes to wing. Jai Bhavani, Jai Shivaji, he leads us still. He leads us still. Dust rises where the iron hooves descend, a mountain path that time can never bend. He sits within the saddle's wooden heart, holding a flame that tears the dark apart. Steel in his grip, a tiger in the eyes, a kingly shadow where the eagle flies. To this tangled world we bring the light he gave, awakening the leader in the heart of every brave. Jai Bhavani, Jai Shivaji, the sovereign spirit takes to wing. Yeah, the sovereign spirit takes to wing. A golden lion wakes behind his back. Across the cliffs, the battlements stand black. a roar that echoes through the canyon deep. Awakens those who've fallen into sleep. He wears the turban like a crown of flame, and every stone on Sinagad knows his name. On a throne of stone, between the lions cast, the legacy remains.